Good evening and welcome back to another edition of the Beaver Sports Show. I'm Jenna Lade.
And I'm Jake McGrady.
I'm Josh Worden.
This past weekend, the Beavers baseball team took on the number 5 Washington Huskies. The first game was a tough loss for the Beavers, snapping a 12-game win streak and their first loss since April 21st to Sacramento State.
In Game 1, Washington rolled 3 runs in the top of the second, and the Beavs held from a mounting comeback, keeping them at 2 runs at the end of the day.
In the bottom of the 5th inning, the Beavers closed the gap to a 2-3 score, but couldn't quite make it even, and with another run in the bottom of the 8th inning, the Huskies made the final tally at 2-4. The Beavers would bounce back in Game 2 with a fantastic pitching battle between Jace Fry and UW pitcher Tyler Davis.
On 36 batters, Fry pitched a shutout and struck out 9 in the process. Throughout the 9 innings, the game was scoreless, and the Huskies brought out closer Troy Rawlings, who closed the game on Friday to take the game to extra innings.
After a hit from Dylan Davis, a sacrifice fly from Gabe Clark, and an intentional walk on Michael Howard set up a double play. Logan Ice came up to bat, taking a swing on Rawlings' first pitch, striking the ball to the back right wall, getting Davis home, and giving Ice the walk-off run. This put the Beavers back in the first place in the Pac-12, and the win carried them through the final game on Sunday.
Wetzler would start his final regular season home game Sunday against the Huskies, in which he tossed a shutout game and gave the Beavers a 3-0 win. Wetzler had 9 strikeouts on the day and improved his ERA to .84.
As the rain began to come down from all sides, the game was delayed during the bottom of the 4th, which the Beavs would capitalize on, not only with Coach Pat Casey showing how to properly fix the mound, but the Beavs would collect 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and Ben Wetzler would close out the game along with great defense from outfielder Jeff Hendricks.
The Beavers lost to the Ducks in a non-league game Tuesday, 2-6, and will close out the regular season in Los Angeles against USC, starting Friday at 4 p.m. on the Pac-12 networks.
All right.
So I definitely predict in this 3-game series against USC that personally, I think this is going to be a sweep. I think this will be an easy 3 win for the Beavers. I mean, really all we need is 2, but
yeah.
I mean, I think against
2,
USC, I'm going to go with the sweep.
The Beavers, they need just the series win to get the Pac-12 championship. I'm going to give a little bit more of a mild-mannered prediction. I'm going to go with Beavers 2 out of 3. They still win the Pac-12 regular season title.
All right. I would say, worst case scenario, I say we get the 2, maybe 1 win to the Trojans, but honestly, I think we get the sweep. I see a sweep. I see, the loss to the Huskies and the Ducks was, it was tough, but I think all the stuff with Wetzler swept under the rug. He's playing great. I think we're back on track. All we need is those 2 wins, just clinch it, get it past their minds, And
then the regionals coming up.
Yeah.
The Beavers will host that in Goss, possibly even the Super Regionals coming up. They were close last year.
Yeah, very
close.
close.
To that championship series. UCLA won the whole thing
year.
last year, but UCLA isn't going to get that far this year. So.
No.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you guys think about Wetzler? Just with all his troubles going on, do you think he's going to be eligible to play? How do you think it's all going to?
I think right now he's put about. I don't think it's affecting his game, but honestly, he has his court on June 9th, which would affect the team. So from the legality standpoint, that's going to affect it. But I think mindset, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, judging by the game he had, was it 9 strikeouts?
Great.
His ERA is down to .84.
Not to mention, he is the #1 pitcher in college baseball.
Yeah,
that
the
is
whole
very true.
team, the Beavers team as a whole has a lower ERA in Pac-12 games than they do in the whole season, and that's because of Ben Wetzler coming back partway through the season.
Yeah, exactly.
The Beavers are so much better with him. He's such a great standout pitcher. It'll be interesting to see logistically how that works.
Yeah. Right.
We are going to take a quick break, but when we return, we talk head coach Wayne Tinkle of the Oregon State men's basketball team, as well as the NBA playoffs.
Welcome back. You're watching the Beaver Sports Show. Now let's talk about the hiring of head coach Wayne Tinkle and the future of Beaver basketball.
Big move.
They had
Huge move.
their big press conference on Wednesday,
Yep.
and you know, a lot of public relations. They were just trying to make them look good, but they did a good job of it.
Yep.
And I think his hire will be a significant change for the men's basketball team.
Yeah.
I was talking to Langston Morris Walker last night, who's the leading returning scorer for the Beavers, and he was talking about how, you know, he and his teammates didn't want to play in the game plan that Robinson had, but he really likes the offensive schemes of Wayne Tinkle. He wants to get out, get an up-tempo kind of offense, have a free range type of deal, stress the defense. I'm looking forward to the energy that the Beavers basketball team will have next year.
Yeah, and definitely, you know, everyone's kind of just been talking about his philosophy and just how he's, like, overall just a well-rounded guy. You know, he's a family guy. He's very nice. You know, a lot of people have been saying that they've been seeing him around campus. On Wednesday, he was just walking around, interacting with students, kind of getting himself known to the whole student body. And apparently, Jake, you might have ran into him.
You know, if I'm going to break down for a little story hour, on you know, Wednesday was an exciting day. I was just sliding through Togo's, some of the guys, and, you know, I saw a shape in the line ordering a sandwich. And at first, I didn't think it was true because I didn't think he'd be walking around. I figured out later that he was meeting and greeting, you know. It was Tinkle, and I was a little struck by the hair, and, you know, he's 6'10", so that's a big guy.
Silver Fox.
Silver Fox.
He
So,
is a Silver
you know,
Fox.
I struck up a little combo with him. He was very, you know, fatherly advice.
What I want to know
guy.
is what sandwich did he get at Togo's? What does he enjoy?
I'm proud to
That's a
say
true
I'm proud to say we got the same sandwich.
What was it?
Italian.
Whoa.
The
The Italian Wednesday sandwich. You know, Tinkle's a man of tradition. I can tell. You know, if it's the daily special, he's probably going to get it. We talked some NBA playoffs. You know, he said he's excited for the season. He said there's going to be big changes, and yeah, he was just really easy to talk to, really personable. So Tinkle time.
Tinkle time.
What was his pick for the NBA playoffs, by the way?
Oh, he had Spurs.
He had the
He's
Spurs.
a
That's my
fundamental
man.
guy.
Good man. Good man. The San Antonio
exactly.
Spurs. I like
Yeah.
I
it.
respected him for that.
Well, we are going to continue talking about the NBA playoffs and the San Antonio Spurs, of course, when we come back. Stay tuned. Beaver Sports Show. Welcome back to the Beaver Sports Show. Now let's talk some NBA playoffs, even though I have to say it, the Portland Trail Blazers no longer taking part. But they'll be back. They'll
That's
be back
overdue.
next
That's
year.
2 weeks old.
Yep.
There's no need to dwell on the past. It's off season for the
We're
Blazers.
done with it.
Focus on
Nothing
some
wrong with that.
trades, the bench.
Focus on the future.
No hard feelings.
But
Stop
as of
these rehiring.
right now for the playoffs, so yesterday the Spurs beat the Thunder 112-77. So now, serious beatdown. And I'm like, I can't believe Kevin Durant could allow something like that
No,
to
he only had
happen.
15 points. Him and Russell Westbrook had like a verbal argument going into halftime. They were screaming at each other. So
No Serge Ibaka for the rest of the playoffs.
Yep.
I see OKC at most winning one more game in that series. San Antonio.
one more,
Yeah.
you mean one in the first place.
Right.
They're winless.
Yeah, it's 2-0 right now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
Yes.
no, there's a minimal, if any, chance that OKC wins that series. I
Yeah,
see
I
San
agree.
Antonio getting it in 5. Plus, I mean, people always make out about how the age of the Spurs affects them. If they can get out in that series after 5 games, you know, get a week of rest before that first game of the finals on that Thursday, you never
Yeah.
know if that could help the Spurs with a little momentum.
Exactly.
So the
against Heat.
question is, if the Spurs make it all the way, is it going to be against the Heat or is it going to be against the Pacers? And that's honestly, it's kind
Yeah.
of tough at where it's at right now because first game Heat didn't necessarily show up, but
at all.
LeBron and Wade had a really good
Huge
game.
especially Wade. And,
Yeah.
you know, Paul George, concussion right now. He's questionable for Game 3. Most likely, he's probably not going to be able to play because his symptoms he has to be completely symptom-free. So
Yep,
without
Pacers.
Paul George and
Pacers are a little weak. Lance Stevenson, he's having a pretty tough time too. Fined $5,000 for his flop last
the
game.
infamous flop. You know, he took a little nap on the court.
He deserved to get fined more for that, but
Yeah,
$5,000
only
is
Yeah.
$5
still-
grand to him is like $2 to us.
Yeah, no, that was pretty bad. For me, no matter who comes out of the Eastern Conference Championship,
It's gonna be
out of the finals,
rooting for the Western Conference team.
I think
Yes.
the Spurs will take it. I mean, they are very well coached. They've
Yep.
got they've even got a tall, silver-haired coach. If you want to make that
That
comparison,
says something.
between a
Those tall
certain-
silver-haired foxes.
the Silver Foxes.
Tink
Yes.
pop.
And so, no matter who comes out of the Eastern Conference, even if it's the Heat,
They're
I
going to
think
have
the
a
Spurs take
show, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that will wrap up another edition of the Beaver Sports Show. Again, be sure to watch Beaver baseball team this weekend, where the first game is Friday at 4 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. I'm Jenna Lade.
I'm Jake McGrady.
and I'm Josh Worden. Hashtag
Tinkle.
Time.
Go Tinks.
Tinkle Brown.